He stepped into the batter's box in the 8th inning. He looked Josh Hader in the eyes. He smiled to himself, and he knew exactly what was coming. And then Marwin Gonzalez ambushed a first pitch fastball from Hader and sent it over the left field fence. And just like that, the Twins win Game 1 of the series 7-5, and Hader has another blown save. Welcome to the program. This is the Aaron Michaels Show, short edition, news, notes, and commentary from the world of Wisconsin sports. Here's the deal when it comes to Hader. We can sit and talk all day about how he's throwing too many fastballs, or that he's overworked, or that there's too much pressure on him. Fine and dandy. Bottom line is this. Hader has been bad, especially recently. He's been flat out bad. He's been unreliable. We're at a point now where I think a lot of Brewer fans would rather see Fat Albers come into the game, or, in the case last night, have stayed in the game. They'd be a lot more comfortable with that than with Hader, and rightfully so, because Fat Albers has been much better recently than Hader. Not even close, actually. But at the end of the day, here's the bottom line. Hader has been bad. He continues to be bad. And Jeffries, he's been bad all season. Those two guys, who are supposed to probably be the 8th and 9th inning dudes for your team, they're the ones that you're supposed to rely on the most. And they are now the two worst pitchers that you have in the bullpen, and they're absolutely killing this Brewer team right now. And I don't know why Hader has to throw almost all fastballs all the time. He's got a slider. I don't know if he's just not confident in it, but I'm not sure. But something has got to change. Obviously, guys are sitting right on that fastball, having zero issue hitting it out of the park, and you can't just keep going out there and doing the same thing. It's not going to automatically correct itself. He's got to be able to throw another pitch for strikes, or at least get swings and misses on his slider. You got to do something, but what he's doing cannot continue because we're obviously at a point where this isn't working. And after the game last night, there was a question to Counsell, how does Hader break out of this and what's going on? And Counsell's answer essentially was, well, he's got to get it back out there and pitch again, and he's got to have success. Okay. Well, what the hell does that mean? He's not going to be able to go out there and keep doing the same thing. Oh, yes, the location has not been there on the fastball. Well, he wouldn't need to locate his fastball 100% to perfection all the time if he could throw a second pitch. It's that simple. Basically, how does Hader fix this? According to Counsell, he's got to go out there, pitch, and have success. That sounds like a tremendous recipe for fixing what's wrong with the guy. I mean, something has to be addressed here, because he's not pitching well. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why the Brewers are not a good team. Another blown save by what's supposed to be your best pitcher out of the bullpen. And before that, even earlier in the game, the Brewers were in the midst of a stretch on offense where they were 0 for 20 with runners in scoring position. That dated all the way back to Saturday. And then obviously they got shut out and lost on Sunday. And they still have errors, mental mistakes. And really, they do a ton of things that good teams don't do. Oh, and by the way, all of a sudden the Brewers are now a game and a half out of the second wild card spot, 1.5 back. Onward we go to the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur says that he plans on playing the Packers starters for about a quarter tomorrow night in preseason game number 2 against the Ravens. It sounds like Aaron Jones is going to be out, but outside of that, Packers should be pretty healthy going into the game. It's going to be the first test for the Packers' new offense and system, at least with the starters, the guys who matter. And frankly, who the heck knows what to expect here? How can we know? I still contend to you that we probably won't see the true colors of this new offense until later in the season. I do think it'll be sped up a little bit because Rodgers is smart and talented. So the new offense should click faster for the Packers than it does for most teams. But we won't know until later. And I'm not saying that you can't get mad or angry or whatever it is that you want to do if the Packer offense looks bad tomorrow night, or be concerned. That's totally fine. I'm encouraging you to not panic, though, if it doesn't look good. I'm still a firm believer that for the Packers, especially early this season, the defense is going to have to be what carries them. And here's the good news about that. I think that they have a defense that can do that this year. Second year under Patton. All the high draft picks being spent on defense the last few years. Free agent signings. Both of the Smiths at outside linebacker, as well as Adrian Amos at safety. I think the defense is going to be able to carry this team for a while, at least until the offense can figure everything out, which is going to be a process. Everyone needs to remember that. It's going to be a process. We'll see what happens tomorrow night, but this is actually a really good follow-up game for the Packer defense. First time out against the Texans, Packers D had 24 missed tackles. Large chunk of those came against Joe Webb, who's obviously a good mobile quarterback. And they're going to have another test in that department this week with Ravens QB Lamar Jackson. In case you forgot or didn't know, Jackson, a very mobile quarterback. He's like Webb, but faster. And they also run quite a few plays designed for him to run the ball. So we'll see what kind of adjustments the defense was able to make from week 1 to week 2 of the preseason. At any rate, Rodgers said that he wants to see from himself and his teammates as the first team offense plays a quarter. He said he wants to see health, efficiency, and communication. And there's going to be a lot of moving parts to this new offense. Just the communication of LaFleur calling him plays. It's something that they haven't, not with Rodgers anyway, have not had to do in a game. Nothing has had to been sorted out. Nothing. They haven't had to sort any of that out so far. And that's obviously preseason is in part to work on things like that. So I don't remember the last time Aaron Rodgers or the starters played an entire quarter during a preseason game, especially not with McCarthy the last few years. But that'll be fun to see. I'm looking forward to it. And the Ravens defense, generally in the preseason, you get a lot of vanilla looks from just about everyone when you play in the preseason, offense and defense. But for one reason or another, the Ravens defense does like to give you some things to see in preseason that they would do during the regular season. So it's going to be a good test going up against what was a very good Ravens defense last year. By the way, folks, you still have time to get in on this. I'm giving away a free Eric Thames bobblehead on Twitter. All you have to do is go to my Twitter, follow me, @WisconsinAaron. Follow me, retweet my original tweet, and then comment your favorite Brewer memory. And one random person who does all that will receive from me this beautiful bobblehead. That's all you got to do. Unopened bobblehead, too, of course. An amazing, detailed, realistic bobblehead of Thames. The beard, the tattoos on the arm. Simply a wonderful work of art. That's going to do it for today's program. If you want to email us or reach us, as usual, you can. AaronMichaelShow@gmail.com. And, of course, as I just mentioned, on Twitter, @WisconsinAaron. Aaron Michael Show, news, notes, and commentary today on a Wednesday. Packers' second preseason game tomorrow night. We'll talk about that. Also, who the hell knows what's going to happen today when the Twins and Brewers play at 1 o'clock. We'll recap and discuss tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day.